Recording live from somewhere, it's the world's famous TITT. It's home team in the motherfucking house.
Hey, yo. Where my killer tape at, man?
Again and again.
Nah,
it's Davis backwards and who state your name, gangsta?
Filmatic 365, aka 36 Chamber Tribesman. What's good, baby?
Hey, man, you already know, man. We are excited and happy to do this latest edition of the Tissue from the Tape podcast. Once again, it is Davis backwards. I'm here with my brother, my co-host,
my
PNC.
You know how
Filmatic 365, man.
Every damn day,
man. What's the word? What's the science?
I mean, I just had a coach of cipher. Man, I know people are like, what the hell are they talking about? but rock with us, man,
Yeah, definitely.
Tonight, man, we are going to talk about one of the greatest days in hip hop history. We're going to flash back to November 9th, 1993. It was a Tuesday. On that day, two of the greatest, not just hip hop, but two of the greatest albums in music history made their way to the masses. We're talking about A Tribe Called Quest's third album, Midnight Marauders, and the Wu-Tang Clan's seminal debut, Enter the Wu-Tang, parentheses, 36 Chambers.
Yeah.
Yo.
Groundbreaking doesn't even do it justice, you know?
That symbol alone, if you never heard another word from any of those brothers, that symbol alone says everything. So
yeah.
We're gonna get into it though, man.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about all throughout the show. We're excited. Big salute to everybody out there doing their thing. We got a few people that we're affiliated with that do their thing.
Oh yeah, talk to them.
Hey man, you want to talk about food in the Philadelphia metro area.
Oh, they worldwide though.
And worldwide, yeah, definitely.
Like Philadelphia dinner planning.
Yeah, exactly. Joint Appetit is where you want to go for that. So salute to the Burtons. Always show us love. Definitely want to show them love back.
Absolutely.
Salute to the War Room, best sports show that you can find out there.
Yeah,
salute to the Generals, B. Austin, Jimmy, Dev. We see y'all. Salute to y'all. Their show comes on Thursdays, 6 to 8. You can check them out where you listen to your podcast. Same thing with Joint Appetit. And then, of course, Tally and Twine, man.
Yeah, man. Get your watch game up, son.
Yeah, the finest in wristwear out there. Christmas is coming up, holidays is coming up, birthdays and everything, and why not? Shop black, man.
Yeah, man, and free the realist too, man. Free the realist, man. More on that, man.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
Definitely, just want to give a shout out to everybody doing their thing. We're excited to know these people and excited to be able to do our show in conjunction with them as well as affiliates.
Absolutely.
Filmatic in the past few episodes, we've had Miranda Wrights. We've had Maggie Tra.
Yeah, the boss lady. That's I player partner.
Yeah, definitely. What is it? Stimulate Your Soul. Definitely got to check that out. Farside TV.
Yeah, man. The tissue worldwide, man.
That's right. We had another Heat Holderz radio come out. There's Absolutely Flames, episode 3.
Yep. Class of 98. 98 live, if you will. No replay.
So salute to DJ Rick G's out there doing this thing, still out there on tour with Pusha T, doing some incredible things out there. They were just at the Camp Flognaw Festival out there in LA. They tore it down, of course.
As always.
And then, of course, definitely Apollo Brown, who was one of our other recent guest who had a big week, definitely, with Mona Lisa coming out.
Yo, that joint is so yo, Apollo, yo, man, just
he's a modest guy, but you know,
he's real modest.
But yeah, they on to something with that. It's one of the best brothers.
He's nice.
I mean, obviously, like hands down, producer of the year, early pick for us. Like it's not even close, but you know,
yeah.
And then also, man, our co-host, salute to Torre. Yeah, some of the last few episodes that we have featured those people. We've had some fun doing some things as far as having guests, but Philmatic, this is what we do, right? This is what we do.
We do our 1-2 thing, man. This is
this is like the give and go, the pick and roll, whatever.
This is Ray and Ghost.
Yeah, Raccoon.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we're gonna get our criminology talk on right now. Peace to all the incarcerated Scarfaces out there. Philmatic, we're gonna get to tit for tat because that's like my favorite segment. But before I get into that,
back in the
days, I gotta give a quick shout out, man, and you gotta help me give this shout out real quick. So
let's get it.
Once upon a time, man, people talked about their clan in the front, and when they did that, man, there was a nice little shout out section at the beginning of the record that went like this: the RZA, the Jizza, old dirty bastard, Inspector Deck, you God, Ghostface Killer, the Method Man, Raekwon the Chef, Ghostface Killer, Raw Desire, Levon, Power Cypher, 12 o'clock, 60 Second Acid, the Fourth Disciple, the Brand White, KD, the Download Record,
Shaheem, aka
Rocket Child, Dudu Wells, Mr. Hezekiah, better known as a Yin and Yang, the True Master, Hassan, DJ Scan, the True RoboCop coming through.
Look at Daddy Yo coming through from the wild, Virginia, the South End of things.
Killer Bees,
Clan in the front. Let the beast. Yo, how the fuck do you remember all of that?
That's all I could think of, like off the top of my head. But I know he was like Crooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, Staten Island, the motherfucking Bronx, Killer Bees. Yo, that was like one of my favorite intros of all time. The motherfucking Bronx.
What did he say? Coming through from the wild. Yo, RZA,
Daddy O, Paparon.
Hey, Daddy O. For those that know, it's like that's one of them official. If you know, you know.
Oh yeah, like, no. He definitely shouted out a few like predicate fellas.
Yeah, super real ones.
Yeah, no, we recognize a lot of those names at the top of the shout out. Just because they were like celebrities and artists and stuff. And then once he started to get to like the middle, it was like, oh, okay, all right.
There's a reason why there was a Wu-Wear story with Beach.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I mean,
but yeah, no, that still is like one of my all-time favorite, beginnings.
Just the
contrast to that, like just how rough and rugged that was, and then you come in with the Jizza just dropping the science like that. That's my favorite song on the record. We will get into that, but people. And this is actually a tit for tat for you. All right, so check this out.
Talk to me.
For your money, if you had to introduce someone to the best solo that's on Enter the Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, are you going to introduce them to Method Man, or are you going to introduce them to the joint that we just talked about just now, Clan in the Front?
Ooh.
If you're trying to introduce them to Wu-Tang, like if we're talking to someone that's
like somebody that might have been born in 1993.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like, Method Man doesn't give you the full picture, even though they give everybody a shout out at the beginning of the song. That's kind of like the intro to the song. You don't get the full picture, the full scope. Yeah.
With Jay, what did we do? With Jay, what did we do? We did Midnight Marauders. No, we did Low End Theory.
We did Low End Theory, and then we did
was it? It wasn't Illmatic, was it? No, we said we needed to do Illmatic.
Yeah, Illmatic. Oh no, we did Paid in Full.
Paid in Full, yes.
Yeah.
So if you were introducing into the Wu-Tang, please, Lord, please, hopefully she's already heard this record. And we will find out. We'll ask her. But if you were introducing this to her, which solo would you tell her to listen to first?
I would go with see, for somebody young, I think Method Man would grab them more. It's a catchier song. It can almost fit in today's landscape because it's kind of sing-song.
It's melodic. Yeah.
But if somebody's ahead like that and you just want to give them like the best representation of the Wu out of the two songs, you got to go with Clan in the Front.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It would be tough. Like you said, you would definitely have to qualify the person, and because you don't want to turn them away, you don't want them to not listen to the rest of it. So you might want to give them the most.
But it's just like how they did back then. Like, Method Man was the lead single. I mean, well, technically, Protect Your Neck was, but on the mainstream, Method Man was one of the major singles because it could draw a large majority in.
Right, it's a fun record.
Yeah, it's a radio for at least, but then in that time it was a radio record.
Yeah,
you know, it wouldn't sniff the radio these days.
No, sir.
But for the era, it was a perfect radio record. Clan in the Front wasn't a radio record in 1993.
No,
that's a straight album cut.
Yeah,
and that's not a diss to the song. It's just that it didn't fit the landscape of what radio was at the time.
Right.
And Method Man fit radio perfect, you know. So that and he was on Def Jam, so that played, you know, Def Jam was a mega powerhouse at the time, you know, as far as the label. They had huge significant power in the industry.
Yeah.
So making that the single was also strategic for sure.
Yeah, because by the time we got to the other side of the year into 94, and they had really started to pick up momentum with Cream and
Kennedy also Simple and
so by then, like you said,
they did Wu-Tang Ain't Nothing to Fuck With by then was a single. So I mean, they was really in their bag at that point. They probably could have made Clan in the Front of single and they would have worked. Just at that point, they could have did anything.
Exactly. All right, so we definitely just needed to find that out. So I think we're incongruous with that. You got to qualify the person first, but we're gonna get into some more tit for tats now.
If she actually heard it,
yeah. First of all, we definitely someone that's influenced us and someone that we actually kind of vicariously give shouts out to on episodes where we have guests. Stan Lee, you know, he's someone that lived definitely lived a full life from all accounts that we could see. Made it to 95 and
5 months.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, he just was just a guy that just seemed like he just lived his life to the fullest. We just want to just give, you know, rest in peace shout out to him. You know, we'll forever be talking about origin stories and be talking about, you know, redemption and, you know, all the different qualities that we learned through his comics.
Yo, did you please tell me you heard the Mike Francesa clip?
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah, Mike. For those who don't know, Mike Francesa is the prototype sports radio gas bag.
Yeah.
Out of New York City. He didn't know who Stan Lee was. So.
Yeah, that's about right. That's much like the Gisborne Herald that said characters first, superheroes next. Spike Lee dies at 95.
Oh god!
It's like, oh come on, man, guys, you had one job, yo. You know?
Oh no.
You know, Spike Lee got on Instagram. You know, official Spike Lee. And he said, God bless Stan Lee. Me, not yet. So, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it was good to see, of course, obviously just the people that have been influenced by him, be able to
who hasn't, besides Mike Francesa.
Right, yeah, exactly. And whoever runs the Gisborne Herald. But yeah, definitely sad to see that come across the timeline. And it's just not ever good to see someone that you respect go, but he definitely brought a lot of good things to the world while he was here.
Just waiting for his cameo in all the different movies.
Oh, yeah.
Knowing he's going to pop up somewhere and how they're going to incorporate him in there. That was always.
He's got them lined up. Yeah, he still got those lined up for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure he's going to be in Infinity War too. So, some of the saw some of the best art too. Just kind of celebrating his life. From the different artists that he's worked with. Him and Jack Kirby in the spot talking mad greasy to one another right now. So
yeah,
definitely rest in power to Stan Lee, man. Excelsior.
For sure. Quick tit for tat. I mean, it's even hard to do it, but best Marvel character.
Favorite or best?
No. Best. I know your favorite, so best.
Best.
So, do you want me to give you like choices or?
No, I know who I believe is the best Marvel character.
I know who I believe is too, and I'm willing to like argue, but that's another story. It's kind of obvious to me, but I like to hear people's.
I'm still going with Spider-Man, yo. Like,
it's very close. Like these two, I think are 1A, 1B. If you're really into it.
Who we talking about?
I mean, you could tell just by how they have always presented him and how they've taken care of not just his film franchise or brand, but also.
I think I know where you're going.
Logan, man.
Yeah. No, I mean,
you can't go wrong with either one.
Yeah. No, he's supremely iconic.
Yeah. Besides thinking of Spidey, besides thinking of Peter Parker, like he is pretty much like the Method Man of Marvel, right?
No, I feel you.
Yeah,
like, it's mad different methods to the way he do his shit.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
He might pop up in Canada, just in the woods. I mean,
exactly. Right. And it was like they always wanted to make sure that he got his due. Like even when they did like the X-Men, and then they did his own offshoot spinoff, and then they still were like, all right, we still got to give him like one last hurrah. Like,
had I known we were going to talk about that, I would have I have the first Wolverine solo comic book.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So either one you can't go wrong. But I'm
the first Spider-Man.
Oh my gosh, what? That's a whole nother conversation right there.
Different degree of homicide.
Yes, sir. But yeah, definitely, like you said, rest in power to Stan Lee, and definitely just look at the influence that he's had for nerds and even real niggas worldwide, man. Yo.
I mean the Wu. I mean, Tony Stark, Iron Man.
Exactly. Exactly.
So it's Johnny Blaze, Method Man, the Ghost Rider.
Exactly.
It's just it is so much. Like a lot of people learn to read off of comic books.
That's real. That is so real.
Yeah,
definitely. Speaking of superheroes, in rap, we like to look at some of the iconic figures as that, and Dr. Dre definitely is one. Here recently, Knife Wonder was able to post some pictures from when he and Dre hooked up. They got together to work on Savior's Road, that's on the upcoming Oxnard album that we've been talking about for a few episodes,
and
by none other than Young Andy. Young Andy. Now Anderson .Paak is on the way. Apparently, the album should be here in a few days.
Yo, if he started calling himself Young Andy, I'm out.
That's it, Young Andy.
Yeah.
So two things with that. So they worked together for that, but Jam Litter Squad 2 came out. So this is a two-parted tit for tat for you. Did you get a chance to listen to the LP yet?
I definitely did, of course.
We have some of our favorites on there. Pharoah Monch, Black Thought, J. Cole is on there, of course, Rhapsody. Busta's on there as well. What was one of the standout tracks for you?
I mean, you know, I'm automatically biased if you say Black Thought, but
Kachiba, I think.
Yeah, but yo, Pharoah is special, man.
Pharoah's just wonder when it comes to this, man.
Yo, he's one of those people that's like he'll never get the props he truly deserves. But yo, from the Heat Holderz, I think this is pretty much unanimous with all of us. Like he's one of those guys.
He's up there definitely.
Yo, it's like him, Thought, Elzai. You know, Royce. It's certain dudes, Mickey, that just like they so much better than everybody else when
they're somewhere else with it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
They just a different kind of MC, man. And you know that guy. Every time I hear him, I'm just like, wow. Of course, the Rhapsody and J. Cole song,
Sojourner.
Yeah, like rap is like, you know how I feel about it. I think she's the best to ever do it. As far as the ladies go, and some of you niggas, she's better than y'all too. A lot
for sure.
Most of y'all,
for sure.
So that's not a slight to her to say, you know, she's the goat of the ladies, because she's better than a lot of you dudes. So
yeah,
she's just a great MC. Period.
Definitely. Okay, so yeah, I haven't had a chance to fully give it the full listen, but it is in rotation, so I'm looking forward to spending more time with that. Looking forward to Oxnard. Looking forward to the next Jill Scott video that comes out, because now she's got to come out with another one, right?
I saw the Jill Scott video.
So this is nothing new. Like you've seen people that are responding like, oh, y'all must have never been to a Jill Scott show before. I was like, I've been to one before, but she didn't do that at the one I was
at. I've been to a couple.
Yeah.
She didn't do that.
Yeah. You know, so I seen her with the Roots, and I seen her by herself, and she didn't do none of that.
I seen her with the Roots.
She was flipping her throat, but she wasn't doing that though.
I seen her with Maxwell.
Oh, that's a hot show.
Yeah, and it wasn't that though.
Yeah, nah, it might lead to something like that, but she wasn't. So yeah, so
she was the primer for something like that.
Right, exactly. So like FOH to all you people that's just like, oh, you never been to a Jill Scott show before, because like between Phil and I, you probably been to at least, we just said like
I've 5 been more than y'all. Let's say that.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that wasn't going down. So FOH.
I saw the Black Lily, and like
I have too actually.
Yeah, man. Before the deals, and,
right? Exactly.
You know, before the
mine wasn't that predated, but yes, I mean before she was like had it exploded.
Yeah.
But yeah, wow. For those that have not seen the video yet, it is making the viral rounds, so to speak. Definitely. And it's funny, let's talk about this for a second.
It's swirling around the internet.
Swirling around. It's grapefruiting its way around the internet. Oh. But no, like let's talk about Black Twitter, man. Isn't it a beautiful thing?
Yeah.
Like they'll find something from like 17 years ago that people didn't really pay enough attention to
So is the video new?
Nah, like it's just like something that like someone posted. I don't know the date, but I'm 100% positive it's not from like this year, or at least not from recent. I'm gonna say I'm positive it's not from like the past few weeks or months. You know, like it was like old footage.
Hey man,
You know, and maybe it was from 2018, but it wasn't from like, oh, look at this show she did Saturday.
Philadelphia Bills character, man.
No, definitely for sure. But yeah, so my tit for tat for that one is
No.
Are we entirely sure that she was imitating like what we thought she was imitating? Or was that like
I mean, she's an artist, so I mean it could be
my point is, do you believe it's real like that filmatic? Yes or no?
Oh, it's so real.
There's no question, right? You can't fake it like that.
No.
Yeah, everybody's had some whack head before, and if you've been a recipient of it or you're aware of someone that gives it, they can't fake it like that. There's no way that for you to be able to simulate that type of action and for you to be corny.
She's about that action ball.
Yeah, she's about that action ball, exactly. So salute to her, man. It's always good when we can have double salute. We can have these types of conversations in open forums like this, and people can express it. Because I mean, to be honest with you, no, there were plenty of women that hit their dude or hit some dude that they had a crush on with. I'll make your hamburger better than McDonald's. Like, oh, really? Yeah, you thought that was something? Word. Show me. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but Jilly.
Got green peppers. So yeah. They're not McDonald's.
Yo.
Yeah, but no, there was definitely a lot of love that was given in the past 12 hours off of that video going viral.
I saw the date in the chat and was just like,
yeah. I had to post. I was like, I don't even care if this is Austin Rivers. Like, I had to make sure that it was.
Yeah.
I didn't even look. I was like,
double up. The whole food's double clutch.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. Salute to Jilly, Philmatic. I have to ask you this before we move on to the next segment.
What's up?
You being a curator of all things film and television.
On the couch with the Wilsons.
Yes, on the couch with the Wilsons, of course. Definitely check that out.
Yeah, we got some new flavors coming, some new butters, son.
Aziz Ansari or Hassan Minhaj? Who are you if you're going to right now at this moment with Patriot Act being what it is on Netflix and being a nice sensation on there, but knowing what Aziz Ansari brings to the table, if you were gonna do a this descent of Eastern Hemisphere comedian hierarchy,
who do I curry favor with?
Who's higher on the hierarchy right now?
I'm a big fan of the Daily Show. So Hassan Minhaj, who was a Daily Show correspondent for a few years.
They got the best family tree out there, man.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, they got a Wu-Tang like family tree.
Yeah.
But I'm going with Hassan Minhaj just because for me his brand of comedy suits my sensibilities a little bit more.
Right.
And then Aziz, while being funny, can get annoying sometimes.
A little bit. And again, like you're saying, like you're with Hassan is more of the like political, hold
on, God.
Zeitgeist. What's up?
Hold on, God. Jay hit me back.
Oh no.
Hey guys. Nah, I haven't.
Oh, Jay.
No LOL.
Yeah. Okay. We will rectify that.
Hold on. I'm telling her we live on the
24 Carrot.
We're live on podcast.
Yeah, that's For those that don't know, Jade is somewhat of a correspondent for us. She does her thing as well. And she's been on the show twice to talk about old school, new school. As we mentioned before, she listened to Paid in Full, and we listened to Paranoia by Davies.
Yeah.
And then we had her listen to Low End Theory.
Yeah.
I don't even remember. We listened to Tory Lanez.
Yeah, Tory Lanez. Well, we got work to do, yo. If she's never heard the entire 36 Chambers, she needs to enter the Wu-Tang with us. So
vigorously.
Yeah. We gotta fix this.
To finish out the segment, yes, I'll probably roll in with Hassan too. We basically brought that up so that we can let people know that his Patriot Act show is a weekly show on Netflix and it can be checked out. It's pretty good, man. I like it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely entertaining. I caught one of the episodes. I didn't get it's not all up there. Like it's actually just weekly uploaded weekly, correct? Yeah. So I caught
started to expand though.
Yeah, I caught the first episode, and you know, definitely I'll be back for more. I enjoyed it. So
there it is. All right. The most beautifulest.
Just like that.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna get into this here. Filmatic. Got the funk, so come on down. The most beautifulest thing we've seen over the past couple of days, since we are talking about Midnight Marauders and 36 Chambers, it's only right that we talk about a few things that are affiliated with those important albums, those moments, that era. First thing that we want to talk about in conjunction with the most beautifulest thing that we've seen is DJ Filthy Rich. We will post a link for his mixtape that he has put on YouTube. Just doing God's work with this, man. He did basically called it a blend tape. And what he did was he combined the two efforts together. So that it's just a masterpiece of you could just tell, like, when someone's really of it, you can't fake it.
Absolutely, man. And the ability to be able to blend those two albums
is awesome.
Who are at the total opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of sound and kinds of like Wu-Tang's gritty, it's street, it's bust your shit open beats. Tribe is, especially at this point, it was a cleaner sound. It was I mean, it was still street, but it was a different vibe. It was like it was more refined. They were polished. They were veteran music industry veterans at this point.
Yeah,
they were in the game. At this point? 5 years?
5 years from the beginning.
Third album.
Yeah, third album.
So they were already stars in the hip hop world, and Wu was just bursting on the scene. I mean, 36 Chambers, as great as it is, keeping it all the way 100, it's one of the worst mixed albums. I mean, just in turn, I don't know if it was supposed to be like that sound wise, but when you hear it now as compared to like other things, even the remastered versions, it's just the sound quality is not even the same. Even though that's part of what made you love it, it sounded raw, and it just made it made it feel like, even if it wasn't supposed to be like that, it's like distressed jeans. Like I mean, you can fall down and rip the knee in your jeans and be like, oh damn. Or you could take the time and tools to make it distressed to get that same kind of look. And whether it was meant to be that way or if it was naturally that way, it just felt right.
Yeah. Well, again, shout out to DJ Filthy Rich. He made a clan called Wu enter the Marauders. Almost half an hour of just straight blends. Did an excellent job with that. So salute to him.
Yeah, man.
And go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and then Q-Tip did his thing on he has his on Apple Music, he has his Beats one DJ radio show. So, and he did a mix. We had posted that on the Tissue and the Tape Instagram, the link to that. Because he was on the 9th, he actually was in the studio live, and they showed a clip of him blending the album. So that was pretty dope.
Yeah, that was cool.
You got a chance to check it out?
I got a chance to check out maybe like the first 10 minutes. So that's definitely going to be for the commute for a couple days once, because I did Filthy Rich the past couple of days getting into that. And then, I was like, all right, I'll get the Q-Tip next. So, and then I'll listen to the albums to end the week before we get to Snoop. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But Philmatic, you have on something that definitely just needs his own moment on the show, man. Fife said it best, man.
Yeah, man. Never let a statue tell me how nice I am.
So people, for us tribe heads, there are some people that when you say the word consequence, you say the name consequence, there is somewhat of like it's like it's not galvanizing, it's more like
divisive.
Yeah, or polarizing, I guess we'll just
polarizing.
Say.
Yeah,
polarizing.
That's the better word.
That's a better word. So like in ways he did galvanize the group because he brought somewhat of a young energy, but at the same time, his inclusion also signaled a lot of things that ended up not going so well, as we know, it's been well documented.
The start of the ending.
Yeah. So with all that said, his love for them, I think, has been exposed over the past few years.
Absolutely.
And, he's been actually kind of he's reemerged as somewhat of a torchbearer for them and their legacy and, just a part of their history. But what he's doing now with the capsule collection, he's done with BBC Ice Cream, and also what he's doing now with Vans. They did with Vans. Yeah. And of course, just with the actual website, the MM25 collection, you're wearing one of the shirts now. And they actually have quite a few different. I'm like, yo, they could get all of my money for all this stuff that I see here.
Yeah, man. they had the tracks listed, and I was like, yo,
just with yeah, I know. I've been fighting it, but the one blue joint that's got the four of them. Yeah, I'm like, yeah,
a couple of them joints is going to be on the doorstep when I get home.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just what it is.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, like, I think, unfortunately the passing of Fife kind of like brought them closer together.
Mm-hmm.
But I think even if Fife was still with us, I think they would have been able to get past everything. And you can see they were kind of moving in that direction. I think this would have been a collective.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they pieced it all up. So at least I hope so,
Yeah. By all accounts, it looks like by the time we got to the last album, it looked like, everybody was just like, yo, let's just do this for the people and just do this for our legacy and whatnot. So again, if you want to get your tribe on, please visit, of course, A Tribe Called Quest store, Midnight Marauders, MM25 collection is definitely one of the most beautifulest things that we've seen. You got Electric Relaxation shirts, Steve Biko,
Stir It Up.
Yeah, like the joint that Phil has. Fife said it best, but the joint that I'm looking at, the Find Your Tribe joint, marvelous.
Yo, the whole collection, even the earlier ones they did with the ones they did for Valentine's Day with
that was dope. Bonita, it's stylized just like the album. So like, this is my favorite album of all time. So to just see like everything kind of just stylized and centralized around it, like I'm like, man, I just gotta.
And it's right in the like the top four.
Yeah.
Top 3 for me.
Man, shout to our brother Brian Johnson too, man. Like I said, this is I always say like his love for Tribe and like Ralph Lauren and stuff. Like,
hold on, let's see.
Yeah, this is something that we bonded over. Like, just like anybody that fools with Tribe was always down with me, and not like, oh yeah, they're cool. Like, nah.
Let's see if we can conjure up the homie.
Let's see. No, he's somewhat of a.
Yo, you good?
Yo, the name is on my mind. Yo, you on the podcast, B. We talking about Midnight Marauders.
Oh man.
So I was like, I gotta Vi was like, yo, shout out to B Johnson. I was like, yo, I gotta call my dude, man, real quick.
No, we know you gotta get your beauty rest, man. We ain't gonna keep you up.
I'm on the joint now.
Huh?
Like I'm on it now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No, it's all good. I just wanted to call you, give you a shout out, let you know that when you hear this, you just know you enough respect to all my peeps that made the album cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. It's love.
Yeah, man. I know you gotta get your beauty sleep, so we gonna let you go. But I just wanted to holler at you, to one of my fellow tribesmen.
All right, bro.
All right, what?
Yo, that's when you know it's real, yo. Niggas asleep, they be like, yo.
All right, bro.
All right, yo. Tired, yo. Tired.
He was like, I'm over here like right now?
Yo, you good?
that's my guy, man. He's like, that's how you know you don't actually call niggas.
You be like, yo, you good?
Yeah, like, because if you actually dial somebody phone number in 2018, it's usually a 4-alarm blaze. But no, we all good, B Johnson.
Yeah, salute to Brian Johnson. Salute to everybody. Like you said, all the peeps who made the album cover. One of the best things that I feel like we've done over the past couple of years is definitely salute to Zoe, salute to Reem.
Yeah, man.
Everybody that participated in making that that was just a moment, man, that we always will have.
We actually, for those who don't know what we're talking about, we got a group of our friends together and we recreated the Midnight Marauders iconic album cover with all the different artists wearing headphones on their album cover. B Johnson, of course, was one of the individuals.
The homie, Rick G's,
Rick G's, Reem, Mrs. Davis made the album cover.
Yeah, first, just talking about people that are affiliated with us.
Everybody that's really rock with us. I mean, my baby girl was on the album cover. Keith Townsend.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dad was on there.
Mm-hmm.
Young Dad was on there. Chase.
Yep. that's right.
Yeah.
Blueprint.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got the whole squad.
Yeah, one of the best album covers ever.
Yeah.
I mean, like by a long shot though.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. We're gonna take this moment, just right now, to just give you a quick heat check. Check it out. All right, again, that was just a little taste of what DJ Filthy Rich was able to do with the awesome combination of 36 Chambers and Midnight Marauders. So again, check that out. Filmatic, salute to you for putting this together for us.
No doubt, man. Appreciate it.
And here we are now, just getting into a segment here before we get into the rest of the show. Really quickly, we just have 4 women that we need to salute right now.
Always, man, because the tape cares if don't nobody else care.
That's right. One is Missy Elliott. She's the first female rapper to be nominated for the Songwriter Hall of Fame.
Say less.
It's a big deal, man.
I mean, it's super well deserved. I mean, she wrote 1 in a million, yo. So you know that's one of I'm not the R&Bist of the R&B, but that song gets it on and popping. Yo.
Oh, for sure.
And so many other songs that she's written, and just her not only as a songwriter, but her as an artist herself. You know, the things that she's done for herself also as a producer, but incredibly talented. Right here from around the way.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Melissa.
Definitely big shout out to Missy Elliott.
So she would be the third rapper if she is inducted right after Jay and Jermaine Dupri. So JD obviously calling him a rapper isn't giving him his full props as far as what he's been able to do as impresario, as a
songwriter, producer.
Yeah, exactly.
CEO,
Muse, Svengali, like all the things he's been able to do to so many people. Yeah.
That might be his best achievement ever, yo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Salute to Jermaine, yo. That Jermaine's a beautiful human being. Yo, who? Because I feel like Missy's a lock to get in there. Who's the next MC that, like, right now, if you say this is the next person that has to be in there from hip hop, who you think?
Oh, it's got to be Quentin Miller.
Come on, man.
Are we not supposed to say that? That's out of bounds right now.
He got his bread, man.
Okay, all right, my bad. No, I mean, all jokes aside, if we're really just looking at songwriting, if we were just gonna just go with MCs, I mean, Nasir, man.
Yo, that shit he did in Swiss.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if we're just talking about MCs who I like, that would be a huge moment, I think. When you look at the popularity contest stuff of things, and you see how some of the politics are done. Obviously, with Missy, she's penned so many other hits, like you mentioned, Aaliyah, Sierra, Monica, SWV. She done Beyonce, Janet, Whitney, herself. Work with with Mariah. Yeah. So it's like it's easy to kind of think about her in that realm, just because we know her pen is just not only in rap but also in so many other genres with so many artists. But I mean, when you say MC, it just made me think of Nas too, just because of some of the most incredible rap records that we've heard over the past few years. I mean, so that obviously that's like a dark horse pick, but that's something I would like to see.
I got one for you. I mean, I'm 100% in on Nas. That's not but I got one for you that might have, just from a notoriety standpoint, also equally well deserved. Ice Cube.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now you're talking my language right there, definitely, with that, because we all know, and people that weren't even aware, I guess, until recently, like how when the movie came out, they were like, oh man, like he was like he and the DOC were essentially like the lifeline behind the whole movement.
Ice Cube's write the rhymes that I say.
Yeah.
He was Smokey Robinson for Ruthless.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, Cube is definitely a good one too. Often overlooked in that respect.
Yeah. And I mean, you think about that, and then from transitioning from the different eras.
Yeah.
From NWA to that America's Most Wanted lynch mob era to Good Day, and I mean, so absolutely.
Salute to Missy. Looking forward to hearing some great news regarding her very soon. Another young lady that we would love to give a shout out to, and just let people know she's doing her thing, is Africa Miranda. I mean, what isn't she doing? She has a book that recently came out, Step Up, Step Out, and Shine. Harness your light, recognize your power, transform your life.
Dope title.
Yeah, definitely. She has a show that's actually gonna be on Facebook Watch. She's got beauty products. She's out there traveling, seeing people, as far as like her adventures. And then she also has like a kind of like a live well blog, so to speak. So she's doing all the different things that you could possibly imagine, from acting to, like I said, to writing, beauty products. So that's where it's at, man. I mean, that's what we need to be like. That needs to be our next move.
Yeah, man. I need to get in the laboratory, man. We need to
cook something up, man.
Cook up some Fenty. I mean,
yo, imagine if the dope game actually if it wasn't like, and obviously the Reaganomics of things would have never let this happen, but imagine if like dudes were using like their culinary and like chemistry skills to bake up like makeup and stuff instead of like crack. That would be like, makeup would have to be like illegal, because then how would they like lock niggas up if they didn't have like crack?
Oh man, they'd figure out a way.
But seriously though, like I'm just thinking,
that would be wild.
But I'm just saying, like, there's so many dudes that I know that I'm like, how did you're actually like good at science? Like, this is a total waste for you to be doing like this type of stuff. Like, imagine if they could use that for like makeup or like, whatever. Like, it would be crazy.
It's like they said on The Wire, like you don't die in school if you get it wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's a literal life or death reason why you gotta, make sure everything is
you're right about that.
Exactly right. Yeah, I mean, you get the money's all there. I mean, but yeah, no, I get your point though. I mean, like taking it back to standard, if we can only use our powers for good instead of evil.
Yep.
I mean,
yeah.
So,
but no, this young lady here, Africa, her show again is, it's new, but it's out there, and I like everything that she stands for. Just because it just seems like she's just about wellness. And anybody that's out there pushing that and giving, our young ladies and even our young men something to look up to, look forward to as far as their talents, I'm all for that.
Absolutely.
So salute to her. One of the other ladies we need to give a shout out to, of course, is Lauren Underwood. Man, so she's a registered nurse who won the seat for a four-term Republican Republican incumbent Randy Holtgren.
He is not from the What's Going Down episode.
He's definitely not. He's not from Jackson Heights at all. But yeah, she won I think we talked about this just a little bit, how there were so many first and so many first Black and blah blah blah. She's in there, so she became the first woman and first Black person to represent her district when she won Illinois' 14th congressional district.
32 years old, man.
At 32 years old, which is amazing in its own right. But also, she beat out 6 white male candidates in March just to get the nomination from the Democratic Party. So, I mean, that in itself is already a feat, but to actually, like, with these incumbents, man, these guys that have been in seat for 4 and 5 terms, you gotta kill them to basically get them out of office. And apparently, the good people in Illinois said, "All right, enough is enough."
Salute to everybody that got out there and voted, man. And that's actual change right there. I mean, to not only defeat 6 old white dudes, but then to take on the incumbent, from the majority party.
Yeah.
With billions of dollars and of funding behind them, and the president,
exactly
for what that's worth.
Exactly.
Giant roots to her.
So how we're big on like paying homage and like, just making sure that people know, who came before you. She did a dope thing during her speech, and she gave Shirley Chisholm a Bismarcky like shout out.
Reagan was oppressed, but I voted for Shirley Chisholm.
That's right. So yeah, just giving her a shout as the first African American woman elected to Congress, and just letting people know that, of course, when she ran for president, and
first Black woman from that district.
Exactly. So yeah, again, just dope. I don't know what else to say about Lauren, other than I'm looking forward to seeing what she's able to do.
Yeah, man.
So salute to her, first Black Congresswoman elected from that district. Illinois, I see, people talk bad about the Midwest, but seems like they, at least that particular district, got it right for her. So proud of her.
Yeah, man.
One last thing, we definitely need to let everybody know about Marianne John Baptiste. This is right up your alley, Philmatic.
You already know, man.
Homecoming. Yeah, I know you've mentioned this to me on a couple of different occasions so far.
Shows ill, man. It got my man Lip in there from Shameless.
Yeah. I don't, I'm a sitcom guy, comedy guy.
This one you can rock with. Julia Roberts is on there. It's half-hour episode, Joe.
Yeah, I can get with that.
Half-hour episodes, but they real impactful. The story's dope. It addresses real issues with, like, soldiers dealing with PTSD when they get back home, and it's dealing with it's taking an interesting approach to how it's dealt with in the story. So
okay,
I mean, we're recording this just a few days or the day after Veterans Day, man, and we both know veterans. We both know people who deal with and have dealt with PTSD. Yeah. PTSD. And it's just one of those things, man, that going to war, I mean, this shouldn't be a shocker, but it changes you, and it changes whether you want it to or not. It makes you a different person, and you when you come back home, they can't just tell you after, we told you to go out there and be a killer. Now go out there and let's get in this corporate office and type up these memos without any kind of adjustment to the everyday 9 to 5 of things. So it really addresses that in a very unique way. So definitely worth checking out, and definitely bringing awareness to a very, very real problem, man.
Yeah, and from what I understand, her performance as Gloria Cruz is something to behold. Yeah. So
she plays one of the soldiers' mothers, and it's kind of the story's kind of based around her son. And so yeah, man, she does an excellent job of relaying the pain of, like, and just like how going to war and being a soldier not only affects the actual soldier, but how it affects everybody they're connected to. So
all right, I'm gonna check it out, man. We'll talk about it, but salute to Marianne John Baptiste, Missy Elliott, Africa Miranda, and of course Lauren Underwood. We salute you, and like Phil said, the tissue cares if don't nobody else care.
Absolutely.
For women.
Because everything is hip hop.
That's right. So as we flip the tape here to side B, we of course want to give a shout out again to everybody rocking with us. Salute to everybody that's listened to the last few episodes. Jimmy the Blueprint Williams, Torre, Apollo Brown, Maggie Tra,
Miranda Wrights,
and then of course DJ Rick G's for Heat Holderz Radio, episode 3. Salute to everybody that's been rocking with us recently or forever.
Yeah, man.
All our day ones, day zeros out there. Salute to y'all.
And all the new people that that's on the way. We salute y'all. If this is your first time hearing us, welcome, and we thank you.
Yeah. And on that note, man, we about to get to this stereo side chat, brother. Relax and take notes.
About to enter this 36 chamber.
Yeah. So full disclosure, we've actually talked about these two albums like pretty extensively on our shows previously. I think
the 20th anniversary we were that was pre
pre-podcast, but we've definitely
right before it. I think.
Yeah, it was right before it. One of our test episodes was about that, actually.
Yeah, you are correct.
What we want to do tonight, of course, we've been talking about Wu-Tang and then, of course, Tribe throughout the first few segments. What we want to do tonight, we're not going to spend too much time on it, but we want to just kind of highlight some things that we've noticed that maybe didn't even register with us until later on. We're, a lot older, a lot wiser, but also, different things have happened in our lives, whether it be, members like Fife not being here, some of our most cherished loved ones also, transitioning on. But ultimately, the music that we listened to while we were with them still remains. So a lot of times when we listen to this music, it takes us back to certain moments and certain times,
Absolutely.
And it makes us remember, just good feelings, not just sad feelings, but just good moments. And I know one of the ones that you often talk about is the fact that on that day when both of those albums came out, your brother Gene, like you guys basically did like the tag team on the joint. Like you got Tribe, you got Wu.
Yeah, man.
It was on like that.
Yeah, man. We went to Bruno's, got some pizza.
Yeah.
Went back to the crib. Yes. Like it was one of those things like you knew, because the way that albums like were delivered, then there was a build up for both of these.
Yeah.
Tribe, we had already, it was already automatic. You had to get this. I mean, we were still listening to Low End, that defined era for us. I mean, I've talked about it here several times. My great grandmother bought me the Check the Rhyme single.
Yeah.
So I mean, I identified with Fife. I felt like like that was like my big brother. So it was no question. I mean, the War Tour was out. It was a smash. So it was no brainer. But Wu was something different because Wu looked like us. They dressed like us.
Mm-hmm.
They sounded like us. They looked like, and then they looked like, but they also really looked like the dudes on the corner that was putting in the work.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the big homies,
Mm-hmm.
in some cases the little homies, but
right.
they just represented a rawness that was so much needed at the time, because everything was kind of getting, it was real West Coast sound at this point, coming into, even before the album. Just you talk about 91, 92, you're talking about, the Chronic and the dominance of Death Row in the West Coast sound. And then, Snoop was already dominating. What's My Name was popping. It was the #1 song in the country, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So it was so West Coast dominant at the time.
Yeah, like you said, 2Q.
Yeah. And then to hear Protect Your Neck and just the grittiness of that sound. And it took, like, we often talk about how the music sounds like where it comes from. Protect Your Neck sounds like, Staten Island, Killer Hill projects, and and
honestly, like I've been to New York City, countless times. Like, I can't even count how many times I've been. I've never been to Staten Island a day in my life, but I feel like I've been there, a thousand times.
Same. I've been to every borough except Staten Island.
Right.
Multiple times.
Right.
I've even been on a ferry, but it didn't go to Staten Island.
Right.
So it's one of those things that, like, you know, and shout out to the homie Jamel Honesty, man, who's actually from Staten Island. He has a dope song that I feel like we should probably play at some point during this episode. There's an ode to the Wu, but he expressed it. It just felt like the time frame. So, you know, you're coming off of this West Coast dominance. We're East Coast kids, and it was at the time. It seems silly now, but music was still regional. You know, at this time, and we took a sort of a pride in, you know, being from the East Coast and having that East Coast sound, and, you know, West Coast was winning at that point. I mean, for lack of a better term. So, you know, starting with like J. Rue and Onyx and Big and Nas, all these guys, but the Wu as a collective, they just brought something that we had never heard and never really seen before, with the kung fu samples and just the energy, and having 9 dudes. like I mean, at that point, what was the biggest group at that point? I mean, like Stetson Sonic. I mean,
no, that's real though. Yeah.
I mean, and even in there, like only like 2 or 3 of the dudes actually rapped, and the other dudes were actually like band members. Prince Paul was the producer; he didn't rap. You know, this was like 9 dudes. Well, I mean, like,
and if not for, you know, a jail stint or 2, like, it would have been 10.
Yeah.
You know, by all accounts, like. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you got 9 MCs that make appearances on the debut, and the only reason Capadonna wasn't on there because he was doing a bid. So yeah,
that's pretty special, man. To kind of just add to what you're saying, I think when you talk about the visuals and, you know, just seeing them, like that Cream video was a lot of people's introduction to seeing them, and then just seeing them like outside like that, like when you know, when Joe Budden and them talk about like, "Was you outside?" Like that, like that was the definition of outside.
Yo, no question. Or the Method Man video. Remember how much that used to come on the box
all the time? Yes, for
sure. Like, for those, this is gonna sound.
I feel like Cream did too, but yeah, not like Method Man, but definitely.
Yeah, Cream was afterwards. That was more so in '94, but initially. Protect Your Neck came on a little bit, but Method Man was the single Method Man.
Yeah, I would love to see like Uncle Ralph be like, "Yo, these were like the, you know, like the stats." Yeah. Now you have the stats now.
Yeah,
you see like views on YouTube. Like, we're so spoiled, yo. Like, it would be amazing to see like the views or like the purchases for like certain joints.
Yo, people used to buy video for those who don't understand, who might be a little bit younger. There was a channel called The Box, and all it did was show music videos, but not for free. Oh no!
Yeah.
You actually had to call a phone number, a 1-900 number. You had to buy them. They would charge them to your phone bill, your house phone bill, a phone with a fucking cord, and they would charge it to your phone bill. You had to put in the little code, and it would play the video that you ordered.
It was a good job.
It was what, $2?
It was like $2.99.
Yeah, it was
some like, and then it would be sometimes like it would be like a happy hour special where it would be like less.
Yeah, or like if the record company, you know, was on a payola joint, they would play a couple videos for free.
Yeah,
but Method Man, it seemed like it was always on. There's certain video. One day we'll do an episode about The Box, but yeah, man, Method Man, like that, just that. From the Sons of Shaolin, Wu-Tang Clan Strikes Again, the RZA. Yo, you know, to this day, I still, like, if I had to name them, that's how I have to name them.
That's how I have to.
When I write it down, even in the show notes, when I was tagging them, I wrote the RZA, Jizza, Old Dirty Bastard,
Inspector Deck,
Raekwon the Chef, you got
Ghostface Killer, and
MET. You know, I mean, it's just.
it's just in your brain.
Yeah, man. It's almost like, you know, the only way I know how to spell notorious is N-O-T-O. Like, I mean, it's crazy, man, the things that just get etched into your memory. But yeah, man, Method Man, you know, he clearly.
So let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
What exactly is a panty raider?
Something that would not be looked upon. It'd be frowned upon in the 2018 establishment. I have to imagine. I don't think you can get panty raider off.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume it was somebody who got a lot of chicks. That's
okay. Like you don't look at it like that, right?
Magnet, because you we were in high school. We were freshmen in high school when this album dropped. I know in Central High School of Philadelphia, Method Man was a heartthrob. Or he was. And again, this sounds so weird now because he plays, you know, rappers' dads on TV. But he was, in terms of, like, heartthrob, teenage heartthrob, he was Drake for girls in 1993. Like, he could do no wrong. And, like, every girl I knew had a poster of him, in their locker or in their room, or, girls would be writing Method Man on their notebooks and all that. It was just, they loved that dude. So he had that going for him, but you got to also think this was the hardest, most, at the time, grimy group, in the game. So, but I mean, let's talk about all the members though. Like, I mean, when we talk about Wu-Tang, this is 9 different dudes, and I mean, you got 9 different personalities. Just talk about that dynamic. I mean, who was back then? I mean, like now we all know everybody, but like back then, did you have anybody that just stood out?
Yeah, every time I heard Ghost on any track, he just stood out to me. Like, I don't know what it was. I mean, obviously it was his voice and his energy. But just some of the things that he was saying, like, if I die, my seed will be ill like me. Like, it was just like certain stuff that he would just say that would just be like like just some of those lines. Buy some land so I can go and plant my own cess crops. It's just everything that he was just.
For me, it was the Jizza. The Jizza just. He was the genius.
He was better he was like way better than everybody.
Yeah, like he was advanced skill wise.
Yeah, you could tell.
And I don't know if that's what it was that made me great, but it was like just like you just felt everything he was saying. Like he's like, my clan is thick like plaster, bush, slid a nigga back like a Dutch master killer, started off and killer. I was the Thriller in the Ali Frazier Manila. Like everything he said, it was with such conviction. Like it felt like he understood the importance of this working. Like I think because he had a deal prior to this and it went bad.
Sure.
So Tommy wasn't his motherfucking boy because they fake moves on the niggas they employed. But I think he realized, like, yo, this has to work, because I can't go back to, Staten Island, broke again. This has to work. So he had, like, to me, it sounded like he had a different kind of hunger than everybody else. And he also had a different kind of, like, I think he was like a professional MC at that point, where other dudes, they were rapping because they were nice and they were hungry. But he was like, yo, this is going to be my job for the rest of my life.
Right. Yeah.
The other dudes was like still halfway in the street, or 90% in the street,
I think also a lot of it was the mystique too, because when you look at the album cover, you don't really see, you don't see anybody's face.
Yeah, Ghost had his face wrapped up.
Right. So I was like, so at first, like when chess boxing came out, I was like, oh, like are they all like this? You know, like are they all gonna go forward with this? And then as they started to progress and you started to realize that was Ghost's like particular thing and it went with everything, I was like,
But in fact, he was on parole.
Right,
also why he had his feet covered.
Exactly. So it was like if he was able to like progress with this, like we always talk about that, like what if he was able to do that for like an extended period of time on like the MF Doom, you know, type of thing.
I would have liked, in a perfect world, I wish he could have did it until Iron Man.
Yeah,
that would have been a long ass time to not, you know,
about 2.5 years or so.
Yeah, but that that would have been the illest shit if he could have been
crazy
all the way to Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Just the face been revealed, game got real.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and then also underrated. I thought that also Dak, man, when you go back and listen to his verses too, he was sharp. He was really sharp.
Yeah, like on Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, he just set it off.
Yeah.
He that, and Reem was one of the first people that really brought this to my attention, like how he just sets off a verse.
Yeah.
And like those opening lines.
I smoke on the mic, you know.
Joe Frazier, the Hellraiser. Razor with flavor. I mean, so it's again like how did you when you first heard it, what was your first impressions upon first hearing 36 Chambers?
So I didn't actually have it on day one. I ended up getting it maybe like a couple weeks later. I heard it, I borrowed it, but I didn't actually I didn't purchase it. So you know, I was around people that were listening to it, and then I remember being in like math class, and like we used to sit in the back, not paying attention, and like I think the teacher left for like I remember it, like left for like a long time, for like 30 minutes. We were just in there, just doing whatever. And the dude, little dirty dude, but like he used to always he was really into Too Short, right? So his taste in music was kind of weird, but like I could rock with him because he was really into like the like lyrics and stuff, and he was really into Too Short. And this particular day, like he would always play Too Short. Yeah, he would always play Too Short. This particular day, he was just like, "Yo, man, are you into this?" I was like, "Nah, I'm still on the Tribe." Like, crazy, right? He's like, I never listened to a Tribe. He just, wasn't in the Tribe like that. But he was just like, "Yo, this Wu, man." And I was just like, "Yeah, I heard a couple joints." Like, yeah, like, no, it's definitely tough. He was like, "No. Like, this is it." So he played it. And like he basically had like the whole like math class just like rocking, listening to it. But it was we were all just like kind of captivated because I was just like, oh man, that's right, that was them, and listening to it. And then when the teacher eventually came back, I was like, all right, so I know what I'm doing as soon as I leave school. I have to go get this joint. And I still didn't buy it, but I got a dub. I went to my man's house and got a dub of it. But yeah, I mean, it was one of those things like
so you was the nigga borrowing the killer tape.
Yo, for sure, yeah. I had to be judicious with my money, so I was like, all right,
no question.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, like Tribe was a must, but when we finally really did get into it, I was like, okay, like I need this in my life immediately. And I used to walk to school, so like I used to just have all this time, before and after school. So I would always like make sure like my batteries were recharged. Always have my batteries recharged, but that would be my time to just really zone out. And I remember that next day when I walked to school with the dub, I was like, oh wow, I was tripping. Like I felt like I had just missed out on like 2 important weeks of my life. Yeah, I was like, yo, this was out and I didn't have this. Like what was I doing? Like,
yeah, man. See, like the way I used to freak it, I used to listen to Wu during the day. Like I caught the bus, so I get on the bus, listen to Wu. Like sometime during the day, like at lunch or whatever, throughout the day, throw on a Tribe. At night though is when I really got into my Tribe bag.
Yeah, it's built for that.
Back and forth to school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Wu-Tang.
Wu, yeah, it makes sense. That's kind of how I freaked it too. Once I really had gotten into it, and And then of course, I think that was my first CD too. So when I eventually got the CD, you know, and I got the CD Walkman, it was over from there, man. So
yeah, I remember like because like Gene he bought the and then I was like, yo, I got to get my own. Like, cause I had the dub, but you know, I just felt right. I needed to have my own.
yeah, the liner notes.
Yes, I got it from the wall. And it had the little sticker on it.
Yeah.
So it was just one of them things, man. Yo, so I want to talk about Tribe, but before we do that, we gotta go over a couple things.
Sure.
Then the importance of 36 Chambers for so many reasons. Not only the sound of the music, like the production that RZA was doing, like with the samples of the soul sampling Gladys Knight, and you know, but also mixing in the kung fu, you know, movie samples. Just the being able to take again non-individuals and make them stand out from one another. They each had their own moments where they shined, where, you know, Dirty, I mean, like Shame on a New, like that, just the way he rapped that shit was amazing, yo. Like, so like what was your favorite song on 36 Chambers, and what was your favorite bars, like your favorite verse or favorite line on 36 Chambers?
Clan in the Front, still my favorite joint. I mean, I used to always like to hear 2-verse songs. It's something about it, like especially like album cuts. And like for a group, I should say. So like when it's in a group setting, and even like Suck a Nigga, like although like Tip just repeats the first verse, it's still him by himself, and it's like it's the solo, but that was his solo, and he got off, and it was two verses. So that always stuck out to me, like whenever, you know, with the group. So same thing with Clan in the Front, and that's why, you know, I mentioned that as far as it being the best solo to me. It really just accented who they were as a group with like the RZA intro, and then you know, just how dirty the beat was, and then just how he was coming off. He was really coming off like on some like KRS-One meets like yeah, basically, right? That's how it felt. Like literally like a sensei. That's how it felt. Like it really felt like he was just a little bit more advanced, more mature, but it was like you're listening to like a master, like you're listening to someone that was so that always stuck out to me, and it was just one of those joints. Is this it knocks, you know, it was always knocked in the headphones, knocked in the car, and you know, he didn't take any bars off. So that's my favorite joint on the whole album.
For me, it's still something about Protect Your Neck, man. That joint, like every time I hear it, I have to listen to the whole song because I have to get to the jizzle.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Well, I mean, you always mention that too, as far as
jizzle, take us the fuck out. The Wu is too slamming for these cold killer labels who ain't had hits since the scene and Mabel. Yo, like the that became a thing. The mountain climber that plays an electric guitar, like just for us when we talk to each other, we know when we say, you know, oh, they mountain climbers. We know there's somebody that's in the culture but don't know the culture. It's usually, you know, that's like the precursor to the culture vulture.
Yes,
I mean, mountain climbers that play an electric guitar. They don't know the meaning of dope when they looking for a suit and tie rap that's cleaner than a bar of soap, and I'm the dirtiest thing in sight. Matter of fact, bring out the girls and let's have a mud fight.
Yeah.
And when they throw those Wu-Tang sound effects in there, it's nothing better than that, man. And then it's like how they did it in the video. In that video, you know, they shot that, you know, I could do that. It's crazy when you think about it.
You could definitely do that now. With
not only could I do that with my phone now, I could have did that with my phone from 6 years ago. You know what I mean? That's a fact. You know what I mean? So and the quality would have been better. And still the fact of it, that's what made it dope. That it was grimy, that it was gritty, that it looked like, you know, that it only cost like, you know, $38 to make. But it just, I had the white label of Protect Your Neck, and I had the one without the sound effects. And that was the original version. And then on the other side, I had the radio edit was the one with the sound effects. Yeah, I was like, that's still the all-time greatest radio edit for me personally.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, like having those the
sword slicing through.
And I think that was the first time that was ever done that way.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, something that represents that, you know, like that represents the brand.
The only other thing that I'm trying to think, maybe no, that was it. That's the one. That was the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, for sure. But as far as favorite rhymes, probably my favorite on the whole album besides Clan in the Front. I just remember always like Ray's Cream verse. I love it. And then I used to always say, yo, why does he keep saying no question? Like, no question, I will go off sticking on white boys. Go, no, you know, but no, that's probably my favorite verse that's on the whole joint. The you know, just like same damn low sweater. Like I could just relate to that, like just so much, man.
Well, rough.
Yeah.
Rough like lava.
Yeah, rough and tough.
Yo, I mean that. Yo.
And it's funny too, because when we've been to shows now, like there's certain verses and certain like bars where white people get hype. One is Elevators when Big Boy is like smoking a white boys before them blunts got crunk. And you always see like a white dude like get hype on that, but also I've seen white people sticking up white boys on ball courts. I'm like, why are you getting hyped to that? Like that's not cool.
you know, if you were there, they would have got your head.
But like, yo, man,
they just want to be a part of something.
Yeah, I get it, man. I get it. But yeah, those two verses definitely stick out when those are played. But let's talk about Tribe a little bit. You know, obviously throughout the course of this show, we've talked about them a lot, from Low End Theory to People's Instinct.
Best Tribe Called Quest album ever.
Yeah. So you say. I mean, it's fine. There's like
no. That's what they say.
That's what they say. Okay.
That's what they say. You know what I say.
Okay. All right. Like, no, that's right. I put it this way. I don't argue with people at this point. I personally think Midnight Marauders, on a scale of 1 to 100, I think Midnight Marauders is like a 98, and like Low End is like a 97. So when it's that close, it's like
it's Midnight Marauders is the perfect album in terms of just listening. Like it's a complete body of work. It's one of those things, like if you took song for song, it's cool, it's still dope, it's still a magnificent product. But when you listen to it in its entirety as it was meant to be listened to from beginning to end, it's a masterpiece, man. It's one of those things where the you know, like where I say like Kanye's Beautiful Dark Twisted Hot Chocolate Fantasy is one of those things where the parts are greater than the sum. Like the individual, it's a bunch of singles that are great to me personally, are great individually on their own. All of those songs are great. They don't work together cohesive to me. Other people disagree, but that's, for me, Tribe, this album works perfectly together. Everything blends together perfect. It's like one stream of consciousness. Like it almost goes to like a day in the life of two kids from Queens.
Yeah, I agree.
It's brilliant, man. Like from the Midnight Marauder host, you know, like giving the little tidbits and facts in between, you know, just to break up the monotony of the music. To the not a lot of guest appearances, only, you know, 2 on the whole album. You know, Buster on Oh My God, and then Extra P, who stole the show in my opinion on Keep It Moving.
Yeah.
You know,
I just remember that used to be like my litmus test for like girls, like if they really knew anything, because you know girls say like hip hop, and you know they had their taste, their own personal taste about stuff, but like if we couldn't really talk about Midnight Marauders if they hadn't heard it before, like that would be like a point of contention for me. Like we would at least have to listen to it. We would at least, like, I wouldn't condemn them for it, but we would have to listen to it. And if they were just like, oh, okay,
I just play it, but yo,
yeah. But yeah, like nah, there ain't no okay.
I was a beat bully, yo. Like
that's what I'm saying. I would just be like, nah, you're tripping. But there weren't too many that, I mean, it's undeniable.
Especially Electric Relaxation.
Yeah, it's undeniable.
All time,
yeah,
the timeless song. That song comes on now, and you can't do nothing but bob your head.
Right. Like it's so good that, you know how we talk about it's very rare, and Rick Jesus said that, which we agree to, but it's very rare that the song that samples, you know, the original is
better than
yeah, but all of the songs, the subsequent songs that have used that sample because of Electric Relaxation, not because of the actual original.
Yeah.
And that's how good that song is. It was the freaking theme song for the Wayans Brothers. You know, like,
and it was so perfect for the time too. The
video, black and white, like, yeah.
I mean, the opening line, "Honey, check it out, you got me mesmerized with your black hair and your fat ass thoughts," and it was like, it left no ambiguity. I can't say that word. You know what I'm trying to say. It left ambiguity. Yeah, there you go. It left no doubt of what they were trying to, what Tip was trying to say in terms of who he was trying to describe.
And who the song was for. So
yeah, there was no doubt that he was talking about a fly ass young black girl from around the way, and it was just like, you know, yo, I gotta stop when you trot my way. I mean, and it was just like, you know, an ode to the fly black girl. You know, Tip cared before anybody else cares.
He definitely did. From Bonita to
and it was just his way to pay homage. And then I mean, and then it was Fife. Fife came in shooting his shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he actually covered the whole horizon. He was like, "Listen, it ain't no picks. I love them all."
A lot of people from young Puerto Rican and Haitian.
Yeah,
Davis Pipe Dog from the Zulu Nation. Like, and I remember that being one of the first rhymes that I took and like flipped it to make it fit me.
Yeah,
like I would change the words to make it like, you know, my name is Phil. Let's say we get together, Sheltonham, Pittville. She said, no, you know what I mean? So it was just.
Can you listen to that song and like rhyme that verse without doing the Siemens Furniture? Like how he did it in the video. I have to do it every time.
Every time, yeah.
Before I even knew like what I was doing, I still used to always imitate that. So, nah, man. I mean, we could talk about these 2 albums forever. We just wanted to give everybody just a taste of just a conversation that we have.
On the street. I stood right on Sheltonham Avenue. There was a store that sold Siemens furniture.
Yeah.
Oh, hilarious.
But we just wanted to give everybody a taste of what we talk about, and of course the serial side chat. A lot of times it's just us, just really just getting doing what we do, man, and talking about what we love. We definitely love Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers, and of course everybody knows that we love Midnight Marauders. So salute to everybody that feels the same way. And if you aren't familiar with it, please, I know we have a lot of international listeners and people that are of a certain age that are just coming into their own as far as learning about hip hop. Please do yourself a great service and check out these albums as well as the whole discography, but in particular these two albums that we were just talking about, Midnight Marauders, and
these are literally bookends for 1990. I mean, just in terms of the sounds, you got Tribe with the jazz and the mellow laid back. They still had some hard songs, some songs that get the party going, like Oh My God, with the Buster Assist. But it was I mean, the vibe, man. Like, what was your joint on there? What was your go-to song on Midnight Marauders?
Midnight Marauders. Oh My God is probably still. I love the video. I love the sample. I love Shaheed's cuts.
No, I don't know, man.
I love his cuts on the joint. It's a song that just always made me feel happy. Like I can always listen to it.
I like my beats hard like 2-day-old shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
How hard is that? Yo?
Yeah, I mean that's super hard. So yeah, that's like my go-to from it. Obviously, there's so many, out of the 14, there's so many that, out of the 14 tracks, there's so many that I love. But yeah, Oh My God, God Lives Through.
Yeah, lyrics to go for me. Keep it rolling. Like I said, Extra P, Large Professor, he stole it. He the first one I think I heard any called Primo. I think it's the first time I heard DJ Premier called Primo.
I think so.
Was on that joint.
I think so. I don't think Guru had done it at that point.
Was Hard to Earn wasn't out yet, right?
No, not yet. That was
next year, 94.
Next year, 94.
Yeah. So, and then Illmatic came out in 94, and so and then All Right Chill.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was it. I mean, but he rapping. He told people Nas was rapping Nas on Topic. Seems we gonna lock it. Queens represented by the album when I drop it. Like he was giving a shout out to the whole hood. He distances himself from the other two dudes in Main Source.
Yeah.
Like I mean, he just aired them out, and it was like one of them the nice come through, drop his bars, get out, and Clap Your Hands too is another one. I mean, just the vibe. It's just another feel good choice for me. But I mean, that album too for me was like Fife just saying like, "Yo, I'm here now." Like I think he like set himself up to like if like had they progressed, I think he could have did at that very point, he could have did a solo.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was, I think their chemistry was better on this album, even though with all the shit going on, I think their chemistry was better on this album than even on Low End Theory. But you could just feel like they knew they had that shit with this one. Like
yeah.
I mean,
once again, man, glad to be able to yeah. Nothing else that really needs to be said about that. We're actually just gonna play another heat check right now. Check it out. And once again, man, shout out to DJ Filthy Rich. Giving him a shout out throughout this episode. Definitely did his thing. So if you want to hear the extended version of these joints that we're playing, you can check those out on YouTube. Just search DJ Filthy Rich. Have a good time. Also, the joint that we were talking about earlier, Wu-Tang by Jamel Honesty. Produced by his alter ego, so produced by him, rap by him. you know, just talking about the impact that the Klan had on him as an artist, and you could see,
and as a kid being from Staten Island.
Exactly. Definitely want to send a shout out to him as well. He's doing a little bit of recovery right now. Yeah, get well soon.
Absolutely, Chief.
All right, so Philmatic, as we head towards the end of this episode, we always like to give people something to look forward to. This is our Made You Look segment. This is, of course, this is your wheelhouse right here, so I often defer to you. But here's a couple things that people need to know about things that are coming out. So Cardi B, Chance the Rapper, and T.I. are going to be judges on the new hip-hop music competition series for Netflix. It's called Rhythm and Flow.
Yeah, Chip just told me about this too, like literally today.
So so T.I. was on Instagram saying, listen, if you know anybody that is an unsigned rapper that's dope, please let us know who he is so that we can get him involved in this major project that we have going on with Netflix. So I guess, you know, they're starting to do the rollout for it now. So as we almost talk about every episode, like Netflix has something for everybody.
Yeah, coming out of retirement, you about to get back in the booth?
I don't think so, man. If I was going to do anything, man, I'd probably send one of the young pups up there to see if they can maybe.
Yeah, I know a couple of cops.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So hopefully, you know, oftentimes what often would turn me away from these types of things was you would have people that have these tremendous opportunities, and for whatever reason, either their toxic internal struggles that they had wouldn't allow for them to take advantage of the opportunity, or either they would just, you know, not be as talented as you would want someone to be once you really put them in that. They wouldn't take it as serious as they need to be in order to do it for what could be a once in a lifetime opportunity. So
hopefully that's not the case.
Yeah. Hoping that, you know, this is good, but it seems like they're trying to fashion this in the way of kind of like an American Idol type of thing, or just something that hasn't been seen before. You know, so we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. It's on Netflix, so it'll be readily available for you to binge it, I'm sure. So we'll check it out. Nice. And hopefully we get some. Man, I love when the ladies get the spotlight, as you know. So hopefully we'll get some ladies on there that can do their thing. Yes. All right, Philmatic.
Talk to me.
I know April's your month.
Yeah, man. I'll be a man.
Dr. Mike Gundy. But as we approach the end of the year and of course fourth quarter, you know, they're letting us know what we can be looking forward to.
Winter coming.
Yeah, it's every battle, every betrayal, every risk, every fight, every sacrifice, every death was all for the throne.
Coach K about to put in that work.
Hey, man, listen, he's going to be sitting on the Iron Throne in the final scene of this series. And everything's just going to turn to ice.
Brand start.
Yep.
I think Brand start.
Oh, me too. No, we are in, I don't know if we're in the minority or majority with that theory, but we are in congruence with that for sure. It's definitely Brand start. Spoiler alert. But
if you ain't seen it now, like real quick though, man, people got like this show is about so much more than titties and dragons. Like I know I was fond of calling it that, you know, on several past episodes, but it's so much more. It's actually about, you know, people. I mean, it's really about like relationships and people and how power corrupts. Mm-hmm. That's basically the genesis of the show. So like anybody that watches like any type of TV drama would love this show. Like I always hear people say like I'm not really into the dragons and like that's just like, you know, that's an effect to make the, you know, to bring some action to a otherwise, you know, very serious story. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like a shootout on a cop show.
Right.
You know, where the cop show is really not so much about the crime, where it's really about the relationships of the people, right, you know, within the department. So You know, I think people should actually watch it before they just go, oh, it's just titties and dragons.
I agree. So now we've been told that April 2019 is when we can expect it. I'm sure they'll do a major rollout for the release date. But we definitely know that it's going to be 6 episodes. Yeah, it's going to be 6 episodes. Each episode is going to be longer than 65 minutes. So they're letting us know also that a prequel series that does not have a title will be taking place thousands of years before this show, takes place. It will be starred by Naomi Watts. So, the brand will continue, but before we get to that, we need to see what this final season is looking like. And I'm feeling like that last night, man, that's going to be,
that's something crazy, man.
That's going to go down.
I might actually do the watch party,
And listen, if there's a way for me to watch it somehow with a bunch of people, I think I'm like, if they put that joint in a movie theater, they would cake up, man.
I'd be there.
I would definitely, if they said, yo, it's 2 hours and it's going to be at your local theater, and you made it like, you know how many people would be there in full garb?
That'd be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
I'm sure they're gonna do it somewhere.
Yeah, they got to.
So if they really want to go hard, they should put all 6 in there. Like every week, you just
yeah, that would be crazy. That would be an event. But so I know some of our listeners are into the show like we are. So just want to let y'all know April. And then last but not least, man, Toy Story 4. For all my Pixar people.
TS4.
So the trailer just was a teaser, and then there was a reaction trailer for the teaser that was pretty cool, starring none other than Key and Peele with the new characters that are being introduced in the 4th installment of this series, to go along with all the characters that we know and love. So we know that it's coming summer of 2019, so it's gonna be a nice little year for sequels next year, so we'll see how that goes. But nonetheless, man, this has been a banner year for hip hop, if you ask us. I mean, it's too many to name, but we do have the hippies that are coming out towards the end of the year.
Go. shout out to Styles P.
Yeah, man, the hardest working man in show business right now.
Yeah, he used to be just the hardest. Now he's the
hardest MC. Yeah.
Dime Bag is phenomenal.
Dime Bag is at work, man. Money and checks. Yeah.
Say less.
But yeah, no, we're looking forward to really chronicling this year and giving it its proper due.
Yeah, man.
We
start like now.
we basically we made the mistake last year and tried to just do it within the last couple of weeks, and then we realized like how much stuff had come out. So we're gonna definitely get a head start on it this year.
And earlier today, we got confirmation from the man himself. Streams of Thought 2. With Salam Remy, which is, for those who not, Salam Remy did a little thing called the score with the Fugees.
Yeah, that's him.
I mean, that's him. He did. He worked with Nas. He worked with, Joel Ortiz.
He's that guy.
Yeah, he's that guy.
Looking forward to because there will be a couple more surprises before the end of the year. So.
Oh, for sure.
Man, Philmatic, like your shirt says, man. Although the hippies are coming, never let a statue tell you how nice you are.
I won't, because I know we are the best hip hop podcast in the world, even though we aren't nominated for any hip hop awards.
No.
So shout out to the big dudes that do it.
For sure.
None of y'all better. I mean, hey man,
live your life by Locks Bars.
Hey man, you know what it is. We got that Hawk work.
Yeah. Man, on that note, man, Philmatic, take us out with a fader.
Okay, gang. Man, just want to give a shout out to my brother, man. Want to give a shout out to the entire year of 1993. Pound for pound, the greatest year of hip hop ever. Rest in peace to Old Dirty Bastard. Rest in peace to Phife Dawg. Two of the most important figures of these two albums. I mean, Phife, was such an important part of our childhood growing up in terms of like being introduced to hip hop. And Old Dirty, I mean, literally No Father to His Style is like the most perfect way you could describe that dude. Joe Budden recently retold a story of how he created Fantasy, and it was just, you just got to Google that. That's one of the best things I've heard.
Mm-hmm.
And it just goes to show you, like, he was such a brilliant talent, for all his demons and things he had going. He was just a amazing talent and a certified star. So definitely rest in power to both of them, and huge shout outs to the entire Wu-Tang clan and A Tribe Called Quest. You got writing books, Ray still making fire, Meth on, HBO acting, the RZA's acting and doing movie scores. I mean, the Wu-Tang was on Good Morning America, the on that Friday. So it's the W's a household, brand. It's one of the most recognizable logos in all the world. They got their own day on social media, which is technically right now is officially Wu Wednesday. And timeless music, man, it's nothing better. So on that note, I want to give a sue and say, work for the money, live for the love, and die for what you believe in. This is Tissue and the Tape. Respect Heat Holderz.